And welcome back to part 2 of our look at prostitution in Korea. In the last one, I probably should have mentioned nightclubs. A lot of the Russian prostitutes work out of nightclubs as go-go dancers and that, and the, I don't know, waiters will pimp them out to you. Now we're going to look at more mid-range. Now some are low mid-range, some are upper mid-range. And for some of these, you do find them in every cost zone. There are some very high-cost nightclubs and that. But in the mid-range area, we've got love hotels. Now these do range from cheap, $20 for a room, $20 for a hooker, to mid-cost. There are some higher-cost ones too. Most actually have really nice rooms. And you can rent them and use them as a real room. You can rent by the day or by an hour or two. I've actually stayed at quite a few love hotels. They're usually around $40 to $50. Nice big screen TV, nice bathroom, or adequate bathroom in some cases. They're not a bad hotel to stay in. In the lobby, you'll find vending machines with sex toys sometimes. Usually they have a selection of movies and a couple of porn channels for you. Then we have the juicy or the hostess bars. Now, this is a place where you go, you have a drink with a pretty woman, you buy her an overpriced bar drink, and if you get along, anything else your heart desires. Then there are show bars. A show bar is a lot like a juicy bar, but the women are on stage wearing numbers. If you've been to Thailand, you know what I'm talking about. Except here, they're clothed scantily. In Thailand, they're buck naked. Basically, you pick the money you want, money changes hands, yada yada yada, sex. Sex norebangs, or sex singing rooms. Much like a singing room, but more expensive, usually around $100 to $150 per person. There are some lower end ones where it might be $60, $70 a person, and there are some higher end ones. Sex partners are provided along with the room, and the room is yours and the sex partner to do what you want with until your time runs out. Then you have the massage parlor cum, no pun intended, a barber shop. Usually you can find these anywhere. Anywhere you see two revolving barber poles, and they're on the second floor or higher or in the basement, that's a massage parlor. Some of them also have, it's kind of like a U with 3 steam things. That's usually where you know a sauna, a bathhouse is, non-sex bathhouses. But the massage parlors also use that too. This is a staple for Korean men out on the piss. For about $60, you get a rub and a tug. Also includes a haircut and a shave if you really want one. They're everywhere. I mean, I've seen one within a block of middle schools. Hell, there's some right by the police stations. It's one of the reasons why I say Korean men out on the piss like it too is, well, you can go in, get business taken care of, and just nap. They provide beds all over the place where you can nap after you've finished, after your evening has reached its climax. Another relatively new one is office-tel. I loathe to say brothels because it's one room, one girl, but office-tel whorehouse. An office-tel is a building that has offices and rooms for rent. Now, usually they don't rent by the hour. And they don't to these girls. They're rented. Usually they have a pimp that you get a hold of, and he sends you to a room. The girls don't know what rooms the other girls are in. And this just started really in the last few years. Windowed whorehouses. Think the Netherlands. You walk by, there's a huge window. Oh my God, is she wearing anything? They provide rooms in back. Once again, these range from low to mid-level. The high-priced ones usually aren't the windowed ones. It was really funny. Where I used to live, on the back street, you would go to the department store to get groceries. There's all these big windowed buildings, big front windows, and once I went with a coworker, and by the time we're walking back, it's dark, and they're all lit up, and the coworker, her face went, in the window was a little Korean woman in a bustier with a leather whip, and my coworker just took off. That's when I found out what these were. So that's more of your mid-range stuff. I guess we can fit the high range on this one too, because there's not a lot left to go over. Room salons are high-end. The mid-end room salons are usually called business clubs. Room salons are mainly used by businessmen and their client, and even the lowest quality one is high-priced. Basically, a bottle of scotch that you can pick up at the corner store for $30 costs $300 here. Women are provided to eat and party with. Usually you'll be spending maybe $2,000 plus minimum to go to one of these places. I've never been, heard many stories. One of the reasons for the popularity of room salons with Korean businessmen is the belief among them that if you share an intimate encounter with someone, you can trust them. So if you take them to a room salon and you both fuck the girl, he won't fuck you. Then you have your high-end massage parlor. Once again, think of Thailand. You select women from a bevy of beauties behind glass. You take them to a room for 2 hours, maybe 3. The higher end and pricier ones give you the room for the night, and it usually starts off with a massage from a blind masseuse, and that's ends up with a happy ending. The higher end places usually cost $200 to $300 or more a night. The woman doesn't stay with you, you get her for a few hours. Some of them also have Korean celebrity lookalikes, which cost you even more. There's another really strange one I was loath to mention. It's called a doll room. And there's 2 types. Now, these actually started in Japan and became very popular in Korea. Some of them use actual lifelike dolls. You can say, okay, dress her in these clothes and this hair, and she's anatomically correct. So you go play with your dolls. Great blurb on this on the BBC miniseries called, or TV series called Japanorama. They actually took you into some of the doll houses. Now the other type of doll room also has its roots in Japan. Basically you pay for a woman to be your compliant doll. You can dress her, position her, yada 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 yada. Kind of funny to see how things that started in Japan, Koreans really love, considering how visceral an attitude they usually have towards Japan. And this is going to fit in under the 10-minute mark, so that's my little sojourn into prostitution in Korea. I knew of some of the stuff, but jumping until you started looking into it. And it's everywhere. Anyways, hope you have a good day. Hope you didn't get too excited. Stop staring at me like that. It was research. Take care.